Okay, now that we have everything ready to go here, we're going to open up this jar. I mixed it up pretty good, and that's the nice thing about putting it in these jars. You can mix them and shake them. This comes out pretty thick when you buy them in these little containers, and a lot of these containers, this folk art, can be bought at Walmart. They have most of the colors that you're looking for. The only thing I could not find at Walmart is the antiquing solution that is also an acrylic. So we're going to show you how to start here. What I want to do is find my couple of my things. So I'm going to dip this in here, and we're just going to start doing the hat first. Okay. Now we're going to bring this up a little bit so you can see it. And you just want to work from the middle to the side. I use a flat brush a lot of the time. It comes in pretty handy. And you just want to go around and take care of the red portions first, or the white. I usually do the white first on my other Santas, but for some reason with this one I always start with the other. You want to be real careful. If you don't seal it, it will end up pulling in, pulling that paint into the wood, and it can leak underneath, to the front of the eyes if you're not careful, if you put too much on. And a lot of this comes with practice. I will be the first to tell you that painting is not my most favorite part of the project. Over the years I have learned to come to enjoy it. Kind of have to be in the mind frame to paint this way. But when you have a smaller, when you get used to how it works, a lot of carvers, I'm going to tell you, a lot of carvers find this the most tedious part of carving. Some carving you can leave plain. Some carvers, and we're going to do the pants. The pants needs to be done, so we'll go ahead and start that. I'm going to just bring this out a little bit so you can see it. And everybody's different. Some people really enjoy the painting portion of it. A lot of the carvers find it very tedious. They'd rather be carving. And if you have a lot of husband and wife teams, I find the husband does the carving and the wife does the painting. That happens a lot. But then you have a lot of carvers that will do both. I do both. I've learned to mix my colors, and you only learn it by doing it. So don't be afraid to experiment. If you're afraid to experiment on the piece that you have or that you're working on, you may want to just go ahead and practice on a different piece of wood that's sealed to see what the color is going to be like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this here. I'm going to finish this up, and you want to be very careful. The nice thing about the flat brush, you can get into things, very close to things, just using a flat brush. Alright, we're going to turn this around. I'm going to hold it up here for the time being, and we're going to just kind of get this all done up here. Alright. And a lot of times I'll put my finger on the piece to stabilize my hand. If you can get used to doing that, it's just like carving. The more you do it, the more it becomes a natural feel for you. Do it that way. So the other color we also will need a flesh tone color. So I don't have that with me right now. I'm going to try to take some of this excess off here, and if you don't do it fast enough, this acrylic dries pretty quickly. You just want to make sure that you get it all done at one time, that you don't leave it and come back to it, especially if finish the color you're working on. If it's all red and you're doing the pants, make sure you finish it before you walk away from it. Okay? So technically we have the pants done, and I've got to go down here. It's hard to see it from as far away as I am with this. And one thing with the black shoes, if you hit it, it's okay. You're going to cover it anyway with the black. Now a lot of these colors I don't have pre-mixed in a jar, and I'm going to show you how to mix that up in a few seconds here, and I'm just going to go back over it just to make sure the color looks even all the way around this little guy. Okay. If you need more instructions on painting, I do have the YouTube channel you can go to. It has quite a few painting segments on the Santas. Okay, so there you go. There we go. That looks pretty good. Let me take it back here just to take a quick look and to touch it up here and there. Alright, I'll be back in a second here. I'm just retouching some of it. I want to make sure I got all of it. I don't want to go back. Because sometimes you go back and touch it up, it will be a little bit darker in those areas. So, you just want to go back and do that right away. You may want to use a little thing here. Alright, looks good. Alright, now we've got that done. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to do the white. So you want to really shake out your brush, and with that, the white, we're going to go with a little bit of white, and I'm going to move this red out of the way, and I'm going to put the cap back on it. We're going to go, whoops, we're going to go with some white. That's a little bit of the water on the top of that. That's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about that. We're going to mix a little bit of water in with it, but it's pretty watery, the part we have now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the shirt. Now it's going to look a lot whiter than what the other ones are until we finish the antiquing on it. Okay, so we're doing this right out of the container. And you're just going to go in here in between and do that as well. Alright. It's okay to go over those holes. That's perfectly fine. I'm just going to hold this up here. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do his... it's easier to do the white shirt first and then do the suspenders. Just works out a little bit better. Okay, this wood is pretty white already, so it's not going to look like a lot of contrast at first. In certain areas, like I am right here, you can see there's a bit of a contrast. Let me move this out of the way a little bit so you can see a little bit of a contrast instead of that white in the background. It makes it a little tough. Okay, the other thing we're going to do, I'm going to finish that offline here, off the video. We're also going to do the beard and the face and the mouth. So what you want to do is just really, I'm going to go with the wider brush now, and we're just going to go up here and we're just going to try to get all the crevices, and you're going to do the hat is white as well. Okay, and hang on just a second, I didn't get all the pink out of that, the red out of that thing here. Hang on, we can go back over that. You're going to do the tassel, the hat, and the beard, and the mustache. Okay, so when I come back, I'll have all that done. Plus, you're going to do only the eyeball. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the little... I'll come back and show you that in a second.